Okay, so I got this ultra cheap piece of crap Chinese drill press, and I've had it for probably about 15 years. And probably about 10 years ago, this chuck fell off. It's pressed on, and I just slapped it up there and whacked it with a hammer, I think, or something. And this thing doesn't drill a straight hole at all. So I don't use it very much, and it's not that big of a deal, but I decided I wanted to drill something straight with it the other day, and I couldn't. So there's no use in having something that doesn't work like it's supposed to. So I got a Chinese drill and a Chinese press, and I'm going to stick that in there and squash the shit out of it. See if I can't press that on there straight. And I tried taking this pulley off years ago. Tried to pull it off and it broke because I wasn't getting behind everything with a bearing puller. But you know, it is what it is. So I'm going to put it up in there in that press with the socket in here. It fits in there good. And I'm going to squish it here and put the plates under here and press it on there. And the worst I can do is break it, and then we can take it to the scrap yard. Well, I was rummaging around in my toolbox today, and I came across these 5 tools, and I forgot I even had them. I got them years ago, and I don't have a clue what they're used for. Obviously, they've been beaten on the ends. It's some kind of a tool for bashing the crap out of something. Now, they all have different sized little, what is that, concave? I think it's concave. There's a little divot right there. Then they each have a hole here, goes down a little ways to here, and then see through it. Basically, I guess it comes down in there and makes a right angle down here and out here. They all have that, and it's a big one. I mean, somebody's really been walloping on these. They got some age to them. This one has a distinct, well, this one says PS and W Company forged steel. That's what that. There's a mark on one of them. Yeah, there's a little mark on this one. I can't even tell what the heck that is. Oh well, maybe I'll put some magnifying glasses on, but I don't know. I'm not really sure what the heck that's for. Maybe. It seems like it's for peening something over, you know. And maybe these holes here are the size of the pin that you can use. Like you put the pin through there as a gauge and say, okay, then this tool will peen over that gauge of pin. I don't know. The size of that hole seems to correspond. No, this hole is smaller than this hole. I don't know. Does that make any sense? Anybody ever seen a tool like that? It'd come in handy. I got to forge a whole bunch of tongs. You know, you could use that for peening over the things instead of using the ball peen hammer and just peening it over. Take that sucker on there and just wallop the crap out of it a couple times. You have like a perfect peen. Any thoughts on that, or ideas what you think that might be? That'd be appreciated. Well, we either killed or cured it. Put the thing in there in the press and squished it pretty good, and it just gave. There was a great big old thump that just squashed it back on there pretty good. So it looks pretty straight, and you know, I didn't pay much for this. I got it on sale. I forget how much I paid for it, but it was at Harbor Freight and it was cheap. And I've used it for a drive shaft and a couple other little projects, and boy, it sure has paid for itself. And this is what it does most of the time. It just sits in my basement. You know, I don't have the space for it in my garage. If I used it every day, it'd be, it could be out there, but for, once or twice a year, I can sit down here in the basement out of the way, and I put this bar down here all down on the ground so that my kids, if they play with it, at least they won't drop that on their hands or feet. So I'll take this thing out in the garage and drill a hole with it. See if that piece of crap will work. Alright, I don't think it's perfectly straight. Probably never really was, but it's a lot better than it was, to be honest. I don't know. I think it would be good enough for drilling a hole in something, but not the greatest, Cockeyed. Well, maybe. Well, my eyesight's not that great, so. But before, it would make the piece jump all over the place, and I guess you can't complain too much about that. I don't know. I guess I'll plug it in. There we go. That's not so bad. That's a different bit in there. Like I said, it's got a shimmy in it still, I think. But I think it's a hell of a lot better than what it was. Before, when I'd fire this thing up, when you bring it down into the piece, it would jerk the piece left and right. So I think that's pretty successful for this old piece of crap. And, the bit's pretty dull. That ought to peel off nice shavings. And little bits like this. I wish I'd learned how to. I got a bit sharpener. I can't make it work right though. So some other day. But yeah, that didn't work too bad. But this is like I said, it's made in China. I don't even know what brand name it is, to be honest with you. What is this thing? It says it's a 5-speed drill press. Of course, made in China. Nothing exciting. I think it's like 1/3 of a horsepower motor, and I can't even put a good vise on there to clamp stuff up. This little one I made, I've got a brand new one, but I can't use it. I'll put on there.